This dude's down here struggle bussing. The struggle is definitely real. No room in these big potholes right after I washed my truck this morning or last night. Nice muddy lot. Very, very difficult to get into these spots. The struggle is definitely real today. Alright, you guys, Eric here, Driveline World's Located Steering Wheel Holder. And I ask you guys a question. If you're in refrigerated freight, maybe not particularly prime, but if you drive for prime or you're in refrigerated freight, do you ever reach a point where you're just so sick of this shit, man? You're just I'm just sick of this shit right now, man. I'm at it. And I've only been out for like 2 weeks, if even that. This is Campaign Echo that I'm on, and it started out pretty decent, but man, the last 3 loads in a row I've had to run a split. I mean, and a split was required when they were sent to me. So it's starting to get a little bit aggravating that I'm getting these proposed loads that require us, that there's an assumption that I'm going to be willing to do a split right out of the gate. I don't mind doing a split now and then, but I just need to chill, you know. I'm not getting good sleep, and it's just rough. I've been at this shipper since 0200 this morning, and it is currently 1300, and there's no sign. There's 4 of us prime trucks here, and not one of us has, in fact 2 of them, their appointments were before mine, and none of us have gotten any update as to where we are in terms of getting doors and getting loaded. I did get a 10-hour break, but I didn't get much sleep because that was the wrong time to sleep. I tried. I got a couple hours, but I haven't gotten good sleep since Sunday. Today's Wednesday. I had to do a split yesterday. I did a stack split yesterday and a split the day before. So this is the first 10-hour break that I've had since Sunday, and it was spent here having them come knock on my door multiple times and just not getting good sleep. And it's just, I'm getting kind of getting to the, I don't know, man. I may just tomorrow, if I even get to my 90, if I even get loaded today and get to my 90, I may just have my PTA pushed out, because apparently that's the only way I'm going to be able to get some rest. But, you know, that's the name of the reefer game. It just is what it is. You get in these ruts, man. And, you know, I'm not opposed to running rough. So I'm not trying to be a pansy or anything here, but you know what I mean? You just reach a point where you're like, I just want a normal load. Like, just give me a normal load. Like, just one. Just one easy load, then throw me back into the muck. But I just want one load that just, where everybody just holds to their end of the deal. These loads where I'm the only one that holds to my end of the bargain are, you know, when they're back to back to back like this, they start to grind on you. So that's where I'm at. Yesterday was rough. So I didn't get, if you guys remember in the last video, I was having a difficult time getting an empty trailer because nobody wanted to do anything over the weekend to help me get an empty trailer. So I didn't get an empty trailer until Monday morning. And then Sunday night, I said, hey, you know, I've got this load that picks up at 1400 and I still don't have an empty trailer. $1,400 next on Monday. And I lost that load that I was pre-planned on Saturday. So I lost that load because I didn't have an empty trailer. They couldn't give me one. So the next load out of Georgia was Monday. And on Sunday night, I said, hey, I still don't have an empty trailer. And I was and I told them, I said, if I have to start my clock at the crack of dawn early Monday morning, then that's going to mess me up on this load. And the response was, this is what sales says. This is what we got to do. They just want you to batten down and go over there at the crack of dawn and get an empty trailer. So, okay, starts my clock, but okay. So that forced me into splits Monday, and then had to do it. Then I wouldn't have enough time for a 10-hour break on yesterday. So I did a split yesterday. Then I had to stack again, or I thought I was going to have to stack this morning and do another 3-part and stack to be able to get this load and get out of here. But this load is, I'm coming up on 12 hours sitting here waiting on this one. So it's been rough. Last night, and also why they had an 8 p.m. appointment for me last night and weren't willing to move that is beyond me, because the customer that I delivered to last night, they closed at like 5 p.m. It was one of those customers where you just drop the trailer at a dock. In the instructions, it gives you a number of the docks. You drop your trailer in one of the docks, open the doors, back it in one of the docks, drop it, go put your paperwork in a box and leave. Why could I not do that at midnight? I could have gotten a full 10-hour break. I could have, gotten some good rest. Why was that appointment set for 8 p.m.? I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. There's nobody there. There's nobody there all night. There's only one shift at that place. But whatever. Then they asked me to go pick up a trailer. I could have picked up a trailer there, but they paid me to go pick up a trailer at a different customer after that, because a prime driver dropped a trailer at a customer that we don't have a trailer pool with. In fact, that customer doesn't even keep any trailers. I go over this warehouse, and there's the only trailer in this entire warehouse, and it was closed. It was about 8:30 p.m. last night. The only trailer at this entire warehouse was a prime trailer, just sitting there like a sore thumb. So I would love to know what happened. I don't know why any prime driver would think that it's okay to drop a trailer there. and what, go home? I don't know. But according to my fleet manager yesterday, safety or somebody got an email from this customer or this shipper that said, hey, for some reason, one of your trailers is at our warehouse. And so, they asked me to go get it because I was delivering fairly close to it. And, I used to do a lot of favors. I don't do favors that much anymore, because I don't feel like there's any favors that come my way these days. But I was like, you know what, screw it. Whatever, I'll go get that. So I figured as a 50-50 roll of dice, like, is there product in this trailer? Like, what's going on with this trailer? Nobody could give me any straight answers. Is it broken? Is there something wrong with it? Is it full of stuff? I don't know. I went over there and it was fine. The trailer, in fact, it was fueled. It wasn't dirty. It was a 225 trailers, all in good condition, good shape. So it ended up, that kind of worked out in my favor. And I was able to log a favor. So now nobody can say I didn't do any favors this year. I've done a favor. It was probably the easiest favor that I've done, but I've done a favor. And then I deadheaded down here. I got my truck washed. I still got it washed out because it wasn't filthy, but I was getting my truck washed anyway. So why climb in there and blow it out if I'm going to Blue Beacon and getting the truck washed? And this is a chicken load. So did that and got here this morning, and now I'm in the boat that I'm in. And I think what's happening here, from what I've been able to figure out today, this is not a chicken plant that does processing. This is a chicken plant that does, in fact, the customer I'm picking up for is Chipotle, but this is not Chipotle. What I think is happening here is that they didn't have any of the product here at this warehouse. So the only trucks that have been getting docks are trucks that came in loaded. So right now, I think they've just spent the whole day unloading product into their warehouse, and we're all just sitting here waiting. And that's fine. But the part that's not fine is why the hell are our appointments being scheduled when it seems to me to be abundantly obvious that the product's not here. And it's not going to be here until, what, this evening now? I don't know. A couple hours from now? Why do you have all these trucks just sitting here waiting with empty trailers? And by the way, I've had my reefer running since 1:30 this morning. Because when I checked in, the guy, it says pre-cool trailer. I checked in, the guy came out, he took a picture of the reefer, leave it running, leave it set. Okay, well, that was 12 hours ago. So yeah, I'm just kind of, again, I could put up with it for a minute. But when it's just load after load after load, where I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but it seems like everybody else is kind of dropping the ball and not really being supportive and doing everything that they're all supposed to do, it really starts to wear on you. And I know I sound like a broken record on these videos, but I'm not one of these channels that's out here trying to paint this picture of just roses and unicorns. It's ugly, man. Reefer life is, I'm sure everything has its challenges, like flatbed. You're going to be out there in 100. I was talking to a guy at flatbed. It was out in, I think, Needles, California. Last night, he said it was 112 degrees. That's got its challenges. Everything has its challenges. Our challenges, though, are things that we don't really have any control over. Our challenges are all a result of someone else dropping the ball at our expense, knowingly doing so at our expense. So, I've said it many times, if you're getting into reefer freight, you better have the mental capacity for this, because it is, and I'm not trying to play the victim or anything here, but it is abusive. It really is. Like, this is just downright abusive. There's no bathrooms here. Hardly nobody speaks English. You can't, if you try to ask somebody just walking around out here, or someone on a forklift that comes out here, try to ask them a question about something, they don't understand anything you're saying. Nobody speaks any English. There's no bathrooms. And, it's just kind of like, well, the drivers just wait out there until we're ready. And meanwhile, not rested. My reefer just kicked on. Not rested, and I have a 6 a.m. appointment for tomorrow morning. So now I'm going to be parking somewhere this evening to take a 3-hour nap and start this split schedule all over again. Because now I can't leave here and park it's not likely that I'm going to be able to leave here and park for 10 hours and get to my 90 at 6 a.m. Now, if they take too much longer, I'm just going to have them move the appointment. But I don't want them to move the appointment, because the whole point of accepting this load is that it gets me to $1,000 very quickly by tomorrow morning, which would be Thursday morning. So see, you start moving appointments, and all of a sudden, the whole premise of why you took the load is sideways. I ain't telling you guys anything you don't already know. Just confirming you're not alone if you go through this. And I always appreciate it when you guys confirm that I'm not alone when I go through this. But man, I am just ready for something. These are the only times where I want to do long haul. When I say long haul, I'm talking about like coast to coast. I get it. If you do coast to coast, I get it. Now, I don't think the profit per mile is anywhere close to what I get hanging out here in the Midwest and Southeast, but I get the draw, because I just want like 5 or 6 days of just let me do what I have control over, be well rested every day, and just take a break. I don't want time off. I just want like something that's just, you know what I mean. Anyway, if you made it this far, I want to make sure you get an invite to driverdiscord.com. We're getting ready to do some big updates by Independence Day. 4th of July, we just communicated that to everybody there. I think there's about 150 on there right now. So if you want to be plugged in, and there's great voice chats every night, every morning, and just a great place to talk about anything. Your Peterbilts, your Volvos, your Thermo King, Reefers, Carriers. If you don't want to talk about trucking at all, you can do that. It's just a great place to plug in with people. driverdiscord.com. You can join the after party of this video over there. I'm not sure when the next video will be up. I've kind of just been trying to like get sleep when I can, to be honest with you. I had last weekend where I had 2 days of just nothing. I got Walmart delivery through Walmart Plus, so I got groceries and everything delivered, and I had that was a good time of rest, but I wasn't working. I want to be working and rested. And it is possible. It's just not possible recently. But since I left Monday morning to get that trailer, I felt like I've just been scraping, tossing and turning, scraping, trying to get rest. It is what it is. Hope you guys are having a great week. Be safe, make good decisions, always drive, thrive. I'll talk to y'all soon.